Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be going over Hollywood Studios, and if we have enough time, I do want to go over the Disney Springs map quickly. So as always, we are going to start by talking about how you get into the park. So right here we have the parking lot for cars, and then this is also where the buses will drop off. Right now it's not showing where the bus drop-off area is because that area is under construction, but it will be in the general parking lot. You also have a little boat launch right here, and then that is if you are coming from the beach resort, yacht resort, boardwalk, or Epcot. So the boat will drop you off right there. And if you decide to take the walk comes down right here. So this is that walkway. So we are going to go to the main entrance area, and you have the security and ticket area right here. And then you are going to enter on Hollywood Boulevard. So that is their main entrance area. You have the main shopping gift shop area is right here. And then we're going to go into the center area. So we have a few things over to this side. We have the Star Wars launch bay, which shows off some of the upcoming stuff for the Star Wars movies and obviously the Star Wars lands. You have the Disney Junior on stage, which is a show for obviously younger kids who watch Disney Junior. This is going to have a name change and a bit of a change in terms of which characters are there. But that won't really change it much. It'll be the same similar format. You have Voyage of the Little Mermaid right over here, which is a stage show that goes over the story of the Little Mermaid. Obviously, you have the Hollywood Brown Derby right here, which is a restaurant, and then their little lounge area. You have the Starring Rolls Cafe, which is a quick service restaurant. You have Hollywood and Vine, which is another restaurant, and then you have the 50s Primetime Cafe, which is it's a fun restaurant. It's got a 50s theme to it. It's a really fun one. You have Echo Lake, which has this little diner store, is actually a little ice cream stand, and then you have the Dockside Diner. We're going to go into the main area. This is known as the Chinese Theater. It is sometimes used as the Epcot for the park, either this or the Tower of Terror ride. This will be a new ride that is going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, which will be opening in fall of 2019. Which is all we have for Disney, and fall of 2019 can mean late August hypothetically, and it can mean December. So seasons for Disney aren't very clear, but it will be opening in that general time. So that's right here. We have Walt Disney Presents, which is a walkthrough exhibit that talks about Walt Disney, and then there's oftentimes character meet and greets up in this area. And they'll also have they have a little theater in here, which will either be showing a video talking about Walt Disney's life, or it will be showing a preview of an upcoming Disney movie that they want to really highlight. So recently it had a preview for the Nutcracker, things like that have gone in there. So now we are entering Toy Story Land. Toy Story Land has 3 rides. So you've got Toy Story Mania, which was open before Toy Story Land opened. This was an earlier attraction, and this is a upgraded version of something like the Buzz Lightyear Space Spin. So it's kind of an arcade game meets a roller or an attraction. It's a very fun one. It's a very popular one. It is one that if you can, it's good to get a fast pass for, because the wait can be pretty long. You have Slinky Dog Dash, which is this whole roller coaster right here. And that is a family-style roller coaster, so it's not very extreme. And obviously, it's themed around Slinky Dog. The story of it is that Andy got a roller coaster set and the toys have put it together and made a roller coaster. We have alien swirling saucers right here, which is a variation of a teacup ride. So you're spinning, but you are actually in a vehicle behind there's two parts to your vehicle. There's a front portion that you're not in, and then you're in the back portion, which actually means that you can swing back and forth. So it can be a little bit more intense than you would automatically expect. It's not an easy one to explain though. So if you are interested in that one, a great thing to do is look up ride POV videos, and that'll give you a really good idea of what that'll be like. So that's it for rides for this park. Right here we have Woody's Lunchbox, which is a quick service restaurant. And that is it for Toy Story Land. So at some point when Star Wars Land opens, this will have an entrance and exit into Star Wars Land. But for the time being, you're going to get down to the end and you're going to need to backtrack out and back into this main area, which means that this can get pretty congested. This area right here used to be Pixar Place. Right now there is talk that this is going to be kind of a light Incredibles area with a few meet and greets and a dance party. Nothing super elaborate, no new rides or anything, but that something is going in here at least for the time being. So then we're going to go down here. We have the ABC Commissary, that's another quick service. The Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater Restaurant is kind of a fun one because you actually sit in little cars. Let me see if it could, nope, it's not going to pull up a picture. But so you'll sit in like a little car and you're watching a movie. So it's kind of like going to a drive-in movie. That's the theming of this restaurant. You have the Baseline Tap House, which is mainly just snacks and beer. There's no real food there. And then this is going to be the entrance into the Star Wars Land. So that's going to be this whole area right here is going to be Guardians or Galaxy's Edge. And so it's going to be a pretty big land. But again, this means that just like for Toy Story Land, you're going to get here and you're going to have to turn back around. There's not a way to get anywhere from here. So then back here we have Mama Melrose, which is an Italian restaurant. Muppet Vision 3D, which is a 3D Muppets show. And then Pizza Rizzo, which is basic theme park pizza that is at this point seasonal. So this will only be open when the park is very busy. We have Star Tours, The Adventure Continues, which is a simulator ride that takes you through a Star Wars experience. You also up here have a Star Wars, let me see if I can, Jedi Training. There we go. I was spacing the name. So Jedi Training is something that you can put kids into. And so that will be an opportunity to have your kids kind of learn how to be a Jedi. It's a little show that they get to be involved in. It's a very fun run. It is very popular though, and so if you're interested in doing this, you need to sign your kids up right away in the morning because the spots do fill pretty quick. We have Backlot Express, which is another restaurant. We have Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. So this is a stunt show themed around Indiana Jones. There we go. I was trying to figure out where this is. So this is the Trolley Car Cafe, and this is Hollywood Studios' Starbucks restaurant. So that's where theirs is located. So like I mentioned, all four parks have their own Starbucks. So then we're going to go down Sunset Boulevard. You've got lots of gift shops. There's some snack carts and other little restaurant things to eat at. You have the Beauty and the Beast stage show. You have Tower of Terror, which is, the story of it is that it's a haunted elevator. So you are in an elevator, you're sitting, but it's supposed to be like you're in an elevator shaft, and you go up and you get dropped down, and you go up and down and up and down, and you get pulled into the hallway of the hotel. So it's a very extreme ride. It's nothing I've been able to do because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to roller coasters. Then we have Rock and Roller Coaster right over here. This is one of the more intense roller coasters at Disney World because it does do an inversion and it does get pretty quick, or does go pretty fast in terms of when you start. So that's Rock and Roller Coaster. And then we go up, and this is where they do Fantasmic, which is a nighttime show. And like I've mentioned in other videos, we're going to do one show just dedicated to the nighttime shows in terms of what's good areas to view and everything. There is also a Star Wars fireworks show that goes off in this area. So oftentimes though, the timing between the two means that you can't do both. So you have to decide if you want to do Fantasmic or you want to watch the Star Wars fireworks, because you don't have enough time to get a good viewing spot for both. So that is all of Hollywood Studios right now. There really isn't a ton to do. This park has been going through a lot of redevelopment in the last 3 or 4 years, and it's really not going to be done until Star Wars Land opens, which won't be until the end of 2019. And even then, you can see there's a lot of area back here that could be developed. There's talk about this being more Pixar IPs back here. So, you know, ideally this would be something like this is Toy Story, and then you've got Monsters Inc., and then you've got a little Cars Land, or that kind of thing. So that's one of the things that they've talked about putting into this park, but it is at this point a bit of a smaller park. It's really a half-day park at this point. You really don't need to allocate a whole day to this park. There's just not enough to do. So we are going to go over Disney Springs just a bit so that you have a better idea of everything there. So we're going to zoom in. You have a few parking structures. So you have this parking structure and this one, and then you have some parking lots, although these may be under construction for more parking structures. And then you have the bus drop-off area. So this is the whole bus area. So Disney Springs is sectioned off into 4 areas. We have the marketplace, the landing, town center, and the west side. So the west side is the area that's had the least amount of work done. So we've got La Nuba. This is where Disney Quest used to be. This is now going to be something referred the NBA experience, which is supposed to be similar to Disney Quest in terms of virtual reality interaction stuff, but we haven't gotten all the details yet. And then obviously you have a lot of different restaurants in this area. Really the only one in this area that's pretty popular is the restaurant that's connected to Splitsville. So this area right here is the movie theater, and then this is Splitsville. Splitsville has bowling, and then it also has a restaurant which is actually supposed to have some very good sushi. So that's right here. So you can see some of the different restaurant names. We're not going to go over everything just because there are so many dining and shopping locations, but I'm going to point out some of the bigger ones. So you've got the Starbucks right here. You've got a candy shop here. You've got a Marvel and a Star Wars shop next to each other. And this is a Disney style store right now. So then we're going to go into Town Center. So you've got Planet Hollywood right here, which is just like any other Planet Hollywood you'd see in other areas. You've got a Coca-Cola building that has a shop and then a beverage area on the roof. Let's see which one. So this is a new restaurant that's opening up soon. A whole bunch of big name brands. As you can see, there's some pretty expensive brands in here. You've got things like Kate Spade and UGG and Vera Bradley. You've got a Zara right here, Sephora. You've got Deluxe Burgers, which is a quick service place that's supposed to have some pretty good burgers. And then Blaze is another popular one for quick service for food. Uniqlo right over here is a pretty popular one. This is a Japanese brand. And they have some pretty cool, unique Disney clothes there. So this is a fun one to check out when you're there. You've got Polite Pig, which is a barbecue restaurant. One of my favorite places is actually the Daily Poutine, which is just this little stand right here, but it's got some really great poutine. It's something we've stopped at a good couple of trips now because we really enjoy it. You've also got Amaretta's Patissiere, which has some beautiful, very high-end pastries. And of course, it's not going to load now. And then we're going to go over. You've got a Pandora. You've got Sprinkles, which has a cupcake ATM, which is kind of a fun thing to do. And then we're going to go into the landing. This is going to be the main food area. So you've got STK, Homecoming, which is Southern. You've got this little area right here, which is Enzo's Hideaway, that goes into a bar that kind of has a speakeasy feel to it. A big one is the Edison. This is a bar that has a show element to it. That's a very popular one. We've got the Ganache area, which has just some really amazing high-end chocolate there. You've got Morimoto Asia down here. Jock Lindsay Hangar Bar, which is themed after a character from, sorry, I'm spacing the name. Oh my goodness. The Indiana Jones. So this is an Indiana Jones character, Jock Lindsay is, and so that's what the theme of the Hangar Bar is off of. Raglan Road is an Irish pub with some very good food. You've got Paddlefish, which is supposed to be very nice, and this is actually a boat that sits on the water, so that's kind of fun. You also have the Boathouse. This is a very popular one. It's got really great steaks and seafood. It's a more of a high-end place. This also has lots of boats you can rent. They have amphicars, which are these cars that you can drive right into water and then they become boats. And they have a fleet of 3 or 4 of them, and you can actually go out on a ride and experience an amphicar. It is a bit more pricey though, just so you're aware. So that's over here. So that is the main highlights from the landing, and then we're going to get into the marketplace, which is the main Disney stuff. So we've got the Build-A-Bear, we've got the Lego store, you've got your second Starbucks location, you've got the World of Disney store. This is the big Disney store. Aside from the one that's in California, this is the biggest Disney store in the world. So there's a lot of really great merchandise in here. This is a great place to stop at either the beginning or the end of the trip to pick up a bunch of your souvenirs. You've got this stage area right here, which sometimes you'll have kids coming in from different areas of the country to perform. You've got the PhotoPass studio. The Marketplace Co-op is kind of a cool area. It'll have more unique Disney items. So that's in here, like adult Disney dresses or luggage tags or stuff for your pets or that kind of thing. We've got Earl of Sandwich, which is a popular restaurant. You've got a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique here, as well as the one that's in the castle. So this is an opportunity to have a princess makeover. You have Once Upon a Toy, which is a toy shop. You have Star Wars Secrets of the Empire by The Void. This is a virtual reality experience that's supposed to be really amazing. It's a very popular one. You've got a pin trading in here. You've got some more Disney shops, including an art shop. You've got the Disney Christmas area, and then the Rainforest Cafe. And then right over here for Christmas, you have the Christmas tree trail. So that's kind of a fun one to do. So just to zoom out, the other way to get to Disney Springs is by boat, and the boat will drop you off either down here or it'll drop you off down here. So that's the other way to get to Disney Springs, is by boat if you're staying at one of the resorts that's this way. So Old Key West, Port Orleans, French Quarter, or Riverside. So that is an overview of Disney Springs as well as Hollywood Studios. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys liking and commenting and subscribing. That means so much to me. So I'm wishing you all a very magical day, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.